Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I am so excited to be here today. For those that are just tuning in and for those that are logging on and going to interact, I thank you so much. Today's webinar is going to be about stop bullying yourself. And this is a topic that I'm so passionate about, and it's been kind of something that I've been babying in the last year. And I'm going to touch a little bit about where this came from, and it's just learning and becoming aware of self-sabotaging, dream-killing patterns and behaviors that tend to jeopardize our life, our relationships, our dreams, our goals, our desire, and even our money. So for me, in the past year or so that I've embraced into my own business, I realized one of the things that I came face to face was, wow, I am my biggest enemy. Like, I am my worst critic, my biggest bully. And having to soak that in and realize that I was creating my reality based on what I thought and what I was feeling about myself really impacted me. And I said, you know what? I am my biggest bully. And with the help of other mentors and stuff, this was like, this would be a good topic. My purpose for this is to help you guys become aware of that dangerous inner chat that you have. I want you guys to understand that your reality, your life is being created by the thoughts and the feelings that you have about yourself. I want you to also know that your thoughts and your feelings are all, they've all served a purpose. And many of the times we are reacting or engaging these thoughts and feelings without even knowing. It's our subconscious. For many of us, we've survived our childhood, our early teenage years, our early adulthood. Things have happened that kind of have added to the way that we believe and that we speak to ourselves. And I just want you to think back, are you still in those situations where you still have to validate that negative self-talk? For many of us, it could be our mom, a teacher, an old bully in our head, and we just kind of didn't know how to build ourselves up from that. So we tend to just grasp onto those words. So I'm going to share with you guys 5 different ways that we bully ourselves, and then I'm going to share a little bit about, not a little bit, some cool tools about how to start, crushing that inner bully down. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to type in your questions on the side. I'm really excited to be sharing this. So I want to encourage you guys to come from a place of openness, of non-judgment. And if you start having these aha moments, just observe them. There's no judgment here. There's no right or wrong. There's no right or right question. This is just an opportunity to evolve, to grow as a being. So it's proven fact if you really look at it, and although this is targeted for everyone, my passion is women. And if you look at studies out there show that women are less self-assured than men. It's all over. Women tend to be a little bit harder on themselves. But to be successful, whether it's a relationship, a career, anything that you want to be successful in, confidence matters as much as competence. But how can you build confidence when you keep putting yourself down in so many ways? So with that being said, let's go into our first way that we bully ourselves. So number 1 is that inner voice, that verbal attack. Have you ever caught yourself saying, I'm too fat, I look ugly, I'm so lazy, I'm so stupid, blah, blah, blah. I know I've been there. I know that one of the things that I still tend to struggle with, like looking in the mirror and saying, oh my God, I'm so fat. And guess what? Everything is energy. So when you do that, guess what? Universe and the frequencies are going to match where you're at. It goes back to what I said. Everything around you, where you're at in your life right now, has been created by the way that you think and that you feel. And everyone that is attracted into your life is only reflecting what you're saying about yourself. Negative self-talk lowers your confidence, lowers your self-esteem. It affects your happiness. It keeps you from succeeding. So that inner chat is really detrimental to your whole being. You're already whole. You see, you're already whole. The thing is that we continue to listen to this voice. And like I said, many of these times this voice does not belong to us. It could be a childhood experience or someone else that kind of told us this, and we didn't have a way to build ourselves up. So we kind of let that be ingrained in ourselves. Remember that we are 10% consciousness and 90% unconsciousness. And many of the times, a lot of what we're repeating in our head are things that probably we don't even remember, but they happen, and we build this schema in our brain, and it becomes part of the norm, right? Who hasn't experienced telling us out, oh my God, I'm so stupid, or going through a divorce or a failed or a completion of a relationship, and you say, wow, I wasn't good enough. All those things affect your body, your cells, everything. And universe says, okay, ask and you shall receive. A lot of what happens with our inner chat is that it's really molded and influenced by external factors, society, culture, core beliefs, relationships, everything. And I want to encourage you guys to just start paying attention to what you're telling yourself. Number two, the second way that we bully ourselves is by comparing ourselves to others. And that goes back to number one, the inner chat. Listen, we've all done it. We've all looked and said, wow, I should be there, or why are they there? And I only if I could, or only if I would have changed the past, or only if I would have done this. Listen, you cannot change the past, and you cannot compare yourself to others, because it's a lose-lose situation. Not only are you not on the vibration of where you should be creating happiness, but you're also, going back to that inner chat, judging yourself. You are judging yourself. You're putting yourself down. So another way that we tend to bully ourselves is by comparing, like, oh, she has this, or she looks better than me. Stop it. You're not going to get anywhere with comparison. Know that you are exactly where you need to be. And what leads to comparison leads to judgment. So you're going to begin to judge yourself. You're going to begin to critique yourself. You could even experience shame. And those are judgment, shame, and guilt are eating away at the soul. So one way that we do that is constantly comparing ourselves to other people. Number three is people pleasing. When we do not know how to say no, and I've been there. I've been that person that's people pleased pretty much all my life. And many of the times that comes from a desire of validation, love, a desire to be wanted, a desire to be accepted. Again, I'll share my experience. A lot of my constant people pleasing came from wanting love, validation, acceptance. And I realized that was the little girl inside of me, and I had to make peace with that. And you know what? Not saying no got me in a lot of trouble. Not saying no and people pleasing left me at the end. And, I've been at rock bottom. But being successful and then hitting rock bottom, that is life-changing. And you don't have to wait to experience that. And the reason that I hit that rock bottom was because I was constantly trying to please everybody. I bullied myself in the way that there was no me. When I looked at a list, I made a list of all the people that I took care of and that I attended for, and I was there for everybody. I was not even on the list. There was no Alex on that list. So how can I fill other people up? How can I be there for other people if I'm not filling my own vessel up first? So to be able to do that, that means that I have to learn how to say no sometimes and not feel guilty about it. Know that my well-being comes first. And I want to show you guys, let's see. I want to show you guys, I actually have a little PowerPoint I want to share. So here we go. So, as I mentioned, the dangers of your inner chat, how you speak about yourself, can have a great impact. Actually, going back to number one, the Center for Weight and Eating Disorders did a study and they found out that mirror work is so positive. So when people did the weight losing procedures, the first thing that they did for this study was hand a mirror and encourage positive talk, and realistic too. And this created a change in their weight. And I'll just go over this real quick. This is another information that I want to share about comparing to others. And we all do it at some point of our lives, like I said. And there's never a win in this situation. And then here we go. It's time to stop saying, stop with the people pleasing. Again, it goes back to constantly seeking validation, acceptance, and love. And then you end up putting yourself last. And our own needs are never included. So you're actually doing people a favor by putting yourself first. And not a lot of people might understand, especially if you're used to always saying yes, yes, and that's okay. That's okay. Next one I want to share is expectations. Oh my God, don't we all have expectations? We all have expectations, right? Oops, sorry. Haha. Okay. Expectations. Here we go. Well, unrealistic expectations cause stress, frustration, disappointment, anger, irritation. And most of these expectations are kind of fantasies. There's nothing wrong with having goals and a desire. But what I've realized through some of the readings that I've done is that, we can have these goals, but not be attached to the end result. And also, based on whose truth are we setting these expectations on ourselves, and others? Is it that inner chat? Is it number two? Is it that comparison? Because, oh, that's an expectation. Oh, I need to be up to par with this person. Or people pleasing. People expect me to. Or what do you expect from others? As it says here, we build our expectations in our heads of what other people should do, what our lives should be like, or how others should drive, behave, all that. Again, I'm not saying that it's not okay. You should have a view and a visualization of how you want your life to be, but don't be attached to the end result. Enjoy the journey and be okay with knowing that it can shift at any moment. That will make life so much easier. It shouldn't be like, oh, well, he should love me like this. Or remember that people are doing the best they can with what they have. So letting go of expectations can truly, give you more peace, and just embrace the journey. Again, don't be attached to the end result or how it should be. Have your goal, but also know that there's a possibility of shift, and that is okay, because that makes it even more fun. Guess what? Because you open up for the opportunity for it to get better instead of staying stuck, well, this is the way it should be. And the next one is not following your heart. Number 5. So another way that we bully ourselves is by not following our heart. And what I mean by that is not living your passion, not doing what you love, whether it's, becoming the next CEO of our company or being the best cashier at Save More, whatever it is. Why are you not following your heart? Following your heart is so important. And I realized this through my journey as I began to look within and I began to be aware and work on myself, that my passion came so easily. And once I stepped into it, it's been such an amazing journey. It's been so fulfilling and so fun and joyous. It brings all these feelings, everything that I already am. So following your heart is so important, because it's why you're here. And when you don't follow that song in your heart, you are actually bullying yourself. Why are you depriving yourself from what you truly want to do in life? And a lot of that comes from fear and other things. But again, not following your life purpose. Remember that you are an infinite being, and that you are meant to create, to have fun, to live your passion. That passion, that purpose that you have in your heart was placed in you for a reason. And only you can fulfill it, because it was only given to you. So you guys ready for the good stuff? So now we're going to talk about those ninja tools that I told you can help you crush that inner bully. And I'll go into detail with them. But number 1 is become aware of your thoughts. No judgment. Just start becoming aware. Wow, this is what I'm truly thinking, or this is how I'm feeling. Become aware with no judgment. Accept where you are right now. Being present in the moment. And I'm going to log off this for now. Okay. Being present in the moment. Have I not been sharing the screen? Oops. Being present in the moment, accepting where you're at and knowing that you're whole, that where you are right now is exactly where you need to be, and it is divine, it is perfect. So accept where you are right now and build that confidence now. So remember, number one, become aware. Just become aware of your thoughts. Just alone being aware of what you think on a daily basis is very powerful. And then accept where you are right now. Number three is, show yourself compassion and kindness. So you're going to have a hiccup sometimes. You're going to fail sometimes. You're going to have moments where you're going to think things that might be off your vibration, and that's okay. Show yourself compassion. You've gotten so far with those ways of thinking, and they've served their purpose. You survived thinking and being the way that you were. But think about it, if you're not there anymore, isn't it time to release them? So I encourage you to release them with love and light. They no longer serve you. You don't need them anymore. They serve their purpose. And now it's time to embrace a newer way of thinking, a fresher, more happy way of thinking, a new happy way of thinking about yourself and empowering yourself. Number four, is take responsibility for your emotions. Take responsibility for where you are right now. No more blaming others, and most importantly, no more blaming yourself. Take responsibility of, this is what I've created, good or bad, whatever it may be. Own up to it and make a bold decision to say, I'm going to step out and play full out. It's time to make a shift. And number five, this is one of the hardest ones for me, being that I considered myself superwoman, but it's ask for help. Whoever, whatever it may be, whether it's, going to a workshop, seeking a free webinar, hiring someone, going to talk to a spiritual counselor, whatever it may be, I highly recommend that you ask for help. I'm where I'm at now because I finally allowed myself to be vulnerable and say, I can't do this by myself. And again, it doesn't have to be, someone else, just whatever it is, find a book, find a group of people, of women, ask for help. There's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, I tap out. I can't no more. So many times we think because of, society or whatnot, that we are independent and we could do it. Yeah, we can, but you're not going to get far. And what I've realized is letting go of that guard and thinking that I can do it all by myself, and finally embracing the gift of asking for help and connecting with other people. And yeah, so I don't know, does anybody have any questions? Is anybody on that would like to put something? I don't see anybody. It's my first time doing this webinar. Anybody out there? Let's see. Okay, nobody. I see some people, but I'm not hearing anyone. So does anybody have any questions? So again, I will go over showing my screen. That's not it. One moment. All right. Oh, there we go. So I'm going to show you guys my screen again so you guys can jot those. Let's see. There we go. So I'll go over again. The ninja tools to help you crush that inner bully is 1, become aware of your thoughts. 2, accept where you are right now. Be present. Be happy now. Know that you are divine. Number 3, show your compassion and practice empowering self-talk. Take responsibility for your emotions and ask for help. Remember that everything is energy. Everything is energy. We are energy. We are energy. And be realistic and be honest with yourself. One of the ways I want to talk a little bit more about positive self-talk is, this is something that's been so empowering and helpful for me in my journey. I struggled a lot with low self-esteem, with depression, with a lot of interesting things that my body was alerting me that I was off vibration, right? And pretty much there's 2 basic emotions: fear and love. And I struggled a lot with fear, although it didn't manifest itself in fear. It manifested itself in depression and anxiety and anger. But one of the useful tips that I've learned through working with my life coach and was the power of positive self-talk. And I actually would spend time in the mirror, and I still actually do that. I still actually, it's not here right now, but I still actually do a lot of self-talk. One thing that I've learned is to not say, oh, I am. There's a lot of power in I am, but something that I've been starting new and fresh in. And there's some type of power when you step out into the third person, like Alex, you got this. You're able to do this. Alex, this is going to be a great webinar. Alex, you're going to be able to give back. There's something so powerful about using your name, because it's kind of like you're tricking the mind, and I don't know, it just feels um more powerful. So I want to encourage you guys that one way to practice self-talk, you can do the I am. And also I challenge you to maybe start by saying your name and see the difference. Try both. Try whatever works for you. See, there's no right or wrong to approach these techniques or this awareness. This is just me bringing it to you guys to give some light. It might click with somebody, it might not. It might work for some, it might not for some others, but that is okay. Find what works for you. This is not about doing it right. This is just about bringing awareness. And overall, it's what we want to experience, which is more joy, more happiness, more fulfillment, more fun. Remember, everything is energy. And where you're at right now, you have created this. And one of the ways that we create situations that are off of who we really are is by what we believe about ourselves. Yes, life has happened. Things have happened in our life that have probably influenced the way we think. But remember, you have a choice today to say, that's not how it's going to end, or that's not true anymore. I'm not there anymore. So I want to encourage you guys to just start being mindful, just start being aware of what you say. And it's something so simple as starting every morning and saying one positive thing. Or before you go to bed at night, write a gratitude, something you're grateful for about yourself. You can make a life-changing experience, because I did. The fact that for 20 something years of my life, I lived in anger and depression and anxiety. And by truly investing in my mind and my soul, making these shifts have totally changed my life. The things that have been able to manifest in my life and I've been able to create are not a miracle. I've taken the choice. I've decided to choose the way that my story is going to end and enjoy the journey. I don't know how everything is going to end, but that's okay. That's okay, because I have it played out, but there's no expectations. I don't have to compare myself to anybody anymore. I don't have to say yes to everybody and deprive myself. I come first. And because I come first, I'm able to serve everybody else 10 times better. So with that being said, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. This was my first webinar. I was a little nervous, but I just thank everybody for even, tuning in, whether it's live or you can't, but you were just listening. Sorry, I just dropped my notebook. But anyways, so here's the thing. I want to invite you guys to connect. I wish that I can connect with all of you guys on a one-on-one basis. Unfortunately, here I can't. But I want to invite you to email me or connect with me on Facebook. I'm going to be offering 8 free 30-minute sessions, complimentary sessions, to the first 8 people that contact me. So yeah, that's exciting. I also want to invite you to be on the lookout on Facebook if you're connected with me, or on Google Hangout. October 3rd, I will be collaborating with other amazing goddesses at the Extreme Self-Love Experience. This is going to be a day of revitalizing, rejuvenating, reconnecting, refreshing, whatever it is. It's a day for yourself, and you deserve it. So be on the lookout for that. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much. I look forward to connecting. I look forward to feedback. I didn't see anybody have any questions, but if you do and you just didn't want to ask here, I want to encourage you to connect with me via Facebook or email. I will look forward to you guys. So anyways, you are loved, you are honored, you are valued. Thank you so much. Namaste.